On Friday, I would expect, as most people are looking for 200 to 200 and a quarter of non-farm payroll jobs. That's about like kissing your own sister. You know, it's just not very exciting. New job claims are down now, creeping in the bottom of the 300s into the 200s. The economy is growing, but not as much as it looked like in the second quarter GDP report. So this is an economy that's growing, but not growing very fast. And profits are rising, but not rising very fast. So call that a boring economy, if you will. I guess there's worse things, though.
Yeah, so maybe not that exciting, but is there anything for the Fed to jump up and down about when they look at these jobs numbers? Because one of the things that Janet Yellen has pointed out that she's really concerned about is wage strength, the rise of wages, as well as the quality of jobs. Do you see the pendulum swinging at all in the positive direction on those fronts?
Well, I see some evidence of firming job markets at the skilled labor level from my friends in the private equity business whose firms, whose operating companies are trying to hire people and not having any luck doing it. You're seeing a little firming in the wages, but as you pointed out earlier, it tends to be at the highly skilled level, and low-income wages are not, people's wages are not really rising much. In the second quarter GDP report, we saw nominal GDP rise 6.8%, which is a very strong number. That's important because that's the sales growth of most businesses, so it'll help the profit numbers. But the wages are still lagging behind.
All right. Okay, so we'll have to see how those numbers turn out on Friday. Let's move over to my part of the world here in Asia, because the big story is, of course, something that the whole world is watching, which is the protests here for universal suffrage in Hong Kong. Today is a very symbolic day. It's National Day. It's Wednesday, October 1st here. And this is to celebrate the founding of the People's Republic of China, in essence, the founding of communism. Whereas the Hong Kongers who are protesting are saying, give us universal suffrage, really give us one person, one vote. So they're going to make a symbolic statement today. You know, we're seeing the crowd swelling. This is a huge export transit hub with a major container port. What are your thoughts about whether or not this ramps up and how this could have ripple effects in the global export economy?
It looks to me like a situation that has to get bigger, not smaller, as we go over time. The elections are still a long way off for the number of people that you have in Hong Kong now on the street. It's really not possible for the Beijing government to back down on this because they have to give at least the illusion that they're strong and in control on the mainland. The U.S. is making the situation worse with military exercises with the Philippines going on. What's been amazing so far this year is that every time there's a political crisis, the market drops, but for 5 minutes, and then it goes back up. I think this is a bigger story than many of the other ones. And that over time, since we've got a market that's been rising for a long time, is stretched, prices have risen faster than earnings, PEs are up. It could be one of those triggers that gets you a correction. So for me right now, this is a raise cash, reduce market exposure situation because it could get a lot bigger.